Hi, I'm Kenny Hargrove, and I'm here on Breaking Indie today, and we're talking about advice for new young filmmakers or new filmmakers and how to break in and how to get your way from that short piece or that first initial writing to your feature film.
Breaking Indie Podcast!
Hi, I'm Genia Michaela. In this episode, I scream, and Brenden gets slapped in the face.
Ooh, stay tuned, listen in, and find out. Whoa, it's the Breaking Indie Podcast. It's a program for filmmakers, by filmmakers. It's the Breaking Indie Podcast. All right, so hi, Kenny. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. So Kenny Hargrove here, joining us today on Breaking Indie. A man of many talents, it sounds like. But here at the Santa Fe Film Festival with a film called Penguins in Paris, Story of Love?
A love story.
A love story. Question. Well, and welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So starting out, I just would like to get to know a little bit about your background.
Okay. I've been doing creative things, I don't know, for like 20 years, and I had always been interested in things. But I studied science in college, so I kind of went in a different direction and wound up doing nonprofit work and working in banking and then in journalism, doing completely factual things, nothing fictional, nothing fun like that. And then finally, I was working in Hong Kong for several years, and finally had to come back to the States for some family things, and from the LA area. So I thought, well, finally maybe try to do something creative with my life. So I've been pursuing film and theater ever since.
Excellent. As a performer?
No, not at all. Writer, director, producer, and also as a playwright.
Okay.
But I also did, starting from scratch. Spent a lot of time working on other people's films as a PA or whatever they needed doing. It was just good to be on set and learn things and meet people, get a better understanding of how things worked, how the industry works. That was a very valuable experience.
Excellent. And then you're the first person I've talked to who's been a playwright so far.
Yeah, I'm still working on that too. Just finishing up my second feature-length play. Most of my plays are shorter, 10 minutes to 60 minutes. This one's kind of hopefully a bit more urgent. It's called the Greta Thunberg Thanksgiving Play. It's a comedy, which is not my thing because I write drama, but it's about how we all want to prevent climate change, but no one actually wants to do anything about it. No one wants to give up their lifestyle. So it's a comedy about the hypocrisy of climate change.
Well, first of all, that sounds funny just in itself. So I love that premise.
Yeah, so we'll see how it works out.
I'm kind of curious to know how you might approach writing a play different from a film.
Actually, I try to start my films as plays because when you have a film idea, it often starts with a scene or a sequence. If you can put that on paper, like as a 10, 15, maybe 20-minute play, and share it with people, and it resonates for them, you say, oh, this works. Then you get excited and you start writing more and more. There's a one-act play I'm doing now. Actually, the lead actress of this film helped me with a lot. And I'm trying to turn that into a feature-length script right now. We just had a reading last month, and that's an interesting process. But it was a 10-minute play, then it was like a 30-minute play, now it's like a 70-minute play, and now it looks like it's going to be like an 80-minute screenplay. So it's because it's, making a movie is expensive. Writing a play, it's just you and your paper, you and your computer, and then you get a few friends and give them some pizza and you have a reading. That's all you need. Whereas a film is much more intensive. So it's actually a good way to start a feature film. I know some have started that way, like some of my favorite films. There's a French comedy which was on the stage in France for many years called Le Dîner de Con, which I think the American version, which apparently is terrible, I think it's called The Idiot's Dinner, with a lot of famous comedians, came out maybe 10, 15 years ago. So when you start things as plays, you learn what works, what doesn't work. You get all the dead spots out, and then the actors they always have great ideas. They'll say, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? So you actually get a much better product. It may take longer, but it's less expensive than making a film that doesn't quite work as well as it should.
Absolutely. That's usually along the lines of my advice to aspiring screenwriters is, especially as you're starting out or you're, um, financially trying to find a way to get your work out there,
Yeah.
is get a few friends who are actors or if you're in LA, go to an acting class and you can sit in on it. You can audit the class usually. Ask a few of those people to do a reading, do a table read, and then film it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be good.
Yeah.
But one, it's great to see at a table read what plays, what doesn't play.
Yeah.
But then if you post that online or you just do that exercise, not only do you get valuable feedback, not only are people exposed to your work, the actors who it's like, oh, well, I have a friend who's looking for a thing, that's always the networking, right? And the more you put your work out there. But I really do believe too, even if you're like, well, I'm afraid someone's going to rip it off. No, don't worry about it. And I really do believe like if it's good content over time, people take notice.
Yeah.
And so if you're just starting out as a writer, I'm always like, cool. Don't be afraid to get your stuff out there.
Yeah.
And even if it's not like, oh, well, I don't want people to know about it till we make the movie. That might be an impossible battle at times.
Yeah.
You may not really ever go anywhere because you have this one project, but you don't have the resources yet.
Yeah.
And you're creating these big hurdles. And
Yeah.
really, in my opinion, you're much better off relieving some of that stress and relieving some of those roadblocks to creatively allow yourself to keep creating.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good idea to piggyback off what you were saying of kind of treating it like a play first. And that's just usually my advice to people who are starting out as people who want to make films and write, but don't always have the means to get them produced.
Yeah. I mean, that project during the height of the pandemic, we actually put it online, and actually you can watch it followed by a panel discussion with the actors, and also it deals with suicide prevention. So we had a suicide prevention expert. It was done before the 2020 election because we were trying to get people to go out and vote. So we had someone from the League of Women Voters there as well. So yeah, that is good. But also another great thing about having the table read, the actors will give you feedback, and the people who attend the table read will give you feedback if you feed them after the performance. If you feed them before, they will run.
That's a very important note, guys. After the table read.
Yeah, because they're not leaving till they get fit, and they will talk.
Because as an actor, that's what we work for, is for pizza.
Yeah, so that's an important thing. And the piece I'm doing right now, this having its world premiere here tonight at the Santa Fe Film Festival, it went well, better than I thought. So now I'm promoting it as a proof of concept for a feature. This is 12 minutes long, a feature, probably at least like 80 to 100 minutes. So this is a very inexpensive way of creating a film that I can show to people. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully they'll give me some money once I have a script. So that's another inexpensive way of getting something done without having that major hurdle, like going from 0 to 100. Because it exists. Didn't cost that much. Hopefully people like it, and at least they'll understand what it is. You don't have to explain it to them. Just here, take 10, 12 minutes, watch this film. If you like it, we can talk. So that's another way of going about trying to get something made instead of like the big hurdle all at once.
Have you directed theater as well?
I've directed my readings. I've not directed, and I've produced
performance, full on.
I produced a performance, which actually did really, really well, but I did not direct it. That's on my bucket list.
Cool. And what was your approach to directing the short film?
I've done other shorts. I've done a web series pilot. This was kind of a lark. I, at this point, try to avoid doing short films because they do take time and money, and then you got to support it through the whole festival process, which can take 2 years. And I'd rather spend that time on trying to get a feature made. But I was offered a chance. I hadn't been abroad in 16 years, been living as a starving artist, and I got a chance to go cat sit in Paris for a month. And after about a week there, I was like, I'm not going to stare at this cat and do nothing else for a month. I'm going to try to make something I can come home with and say, hey, this is what I did in Paris. I mean, I'd written a little script before I went over, and I asked a few people for some money. This person actually made a short and didn't pay for it. And I guess people realized what it meant to me, and the fact that, I think you mentioned Paris to people, and it's like pixie dust. It makes them get out that checkbook. So I said, okay, I want to shoot something. So we shot for 2 days, had a very international crew, really nice people, and I didn't expect much. It turned out much better than I thought. I got, there's a school in LA called the Art Center College. My editor, he teaches there. He got some of his other professor friends on board because we had some sound problems, and some of their students and former students as assistants, and all for free. And it turned out really well. So better than I expected.
Great. Awesome. Are you on social media at all?
When I first started social media, I started on Twitter from 0 to like 24,000 followers in like 2-3 years. And that was like 2 hours a day. That was a job. And I kind of said, well, maybe I'm better off using this time for something else. Cause I did
Someone who spends a lot of time putting these episodes together for free.
Yeah.
We have like 24 followers. So
Yeah.
I could use a couple zeros behind that to make me feel better about the amount of time that we put into it. But you know what?
Yeah.
I do it because I love you guys and because I love talking to guests.
Yeah. Yeah.
So please send us money and sponsorships.
Yes. Send him lots of money. But yeah, I mean, being successful in social media, it's a job. You spend a lot of time, just like with me, I spend a lot of time just finding the images, finding how to say something, what tags to use, what event is going on now that I can kind of latch onto, that might help promote me. And then people are cross-promoting. You've got to cross-promote them back.
We could really use
your
your social media strategy.
It's a job.
Yeah, we're cool. Awesome. Well, and you are based in New Mexico, yeah?
No. This is my first day ever. First full day ever in Santa Fe.
Okay.
Are
you based in LA or New York?
No, near Los Angeles, a place called Long Beach.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm new to New Mexico, but my lead actress, she is technically based here, though she spends a lot of time in LA. So I think that maybe helped us get in the festival a little bit. But I was talking to some of the programmers, and they just really liked the film. So
beautiful. And what's your actress's name?
Genia Michaela, and she's been in a TV show, I think it was shot here, called Longmire. Several episodes over a few seasons, and she's done other things as well. She's very, very talented. Worked on a lot of my projects.
We'll have to interview and then tie these two together.
Yeah, she should be here.
She'll be on right after this, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Breaking Indie Podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenny, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And now, part 2.
Is my camera prettier than your camera?
It is actually. You get the nicer one. Hello,
my red light's on.
And welcome to...
And 3...
You didn't say 2 or 1.
You never do. Actually, and 5, 4...
Wayne, you're nodding. Hey, gang! I appreciate a girl who knows a Wayne's World reference. So, with us today, a very beautiful and talented actress, and very accomplished in many other elements, too, as I've come to find out. Genia Michaela? No. Genie. See?
Where's the red button?
She's got a silent A at the end of her first name, so don't get confused. It's Genia Michaela.
Correct. Thank you.
Silent A not at the end of the last name.
Correct.
Got it. Well, we had a very lovely interview earlier with the writer and director of your film. Now we're going to talk about the performance side, perhaps. But I love talking to you earlier.
I'm so glad you just showed me that move. I haven't used that one before, but
would you please, for the camera, let's just see the beautiful, the wrist accessories and golden nails. Lovely, gorgeous.
It's actually like...
Oh, okay. I see. It's for self-defense purposes. Well, Please
Have you
go easy
spoken
on
to
me.
any women about their experience in the broader
in the
world
film
these
industry?
days?
Why? Is it threatening? Oh, boy.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. Well, welcome. Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Happy to have you here today. Um, Genie is not just a pretty face. She's got a lot going on back here too. She was telling me off camera that you had a pretty eclectic upbringing, but amongst the places that life had led you, at one point you were studying at MIT. Only to realize that a degree from MIT in performing arts isn't as crazy as people think. Now, what did you study at MIT?
They actually have a theater program. I know that there's definitely a minor in theater, and it might even be possible to major in theater. I'm not sure about that.
What did you proclaim, like a degree path when you were there?
There were a few things I was interested in going in. I am a huge lover of the oceans. I'm also a scuba dive master. So I was interested in that. Of course, space. And I've always been interested in genetics as well.
Cool.
But my advisor my first year was one of the professors of physics. And so I was sort of heading towards physics, which interestingly was the most difficult class for me there. We had 2 semesters of it. The first semester was mechanics, and we had E&M. And I would, sit down on these concrete floors of these subterranean tunnels with a friend of mine, and we would sit
for
there.
MIT, you would think they had better classroom settings. Sorry.
But we would sit there and try to get through a problem set, and we would sit there for 7-8 hours at a time in a stretch trying to do these problem sets. And I'm just, muscling my way through, and, with the help of my friends that I'm working with and studying with. And then there was a moment in my second semester there when it was like someone flicked on a light switch. And all of a sudden, because I'd never really intuitively gotten physics, like it was just always a struggle. And it was like someone had flipped on a light switch, and all of a sudden I sort of got it in a way I never had before. And that really taught me a lot about, the flexibility of the brain and our ability to learn different things. And also that, yes, you're going to come in with whatever your strengths are, the things that you already have, that skill set. But if there's something important for you to learn that you have a desire to learn, even if it's something that's really difficult for you, if you are willing to put in the time, which it might be a really long time, but like there will come a point, if it matters to you enough to stick to it, where you're going to have that same moment where literally your brain and how the neurons interact has finally created new paths, and you will gain, that skill
just that
set.
light bulb moment.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that when I got into college, just as equally prestigious. I smoked a lot of pot, and when I was writing essays, that carefree, open up mentality, I realized that I could type without looking at my hands. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
From MIT to my weed days. Check out my weed socks. That's just because I didn't do laundry over the last 2 days. I don't really smoke weed anymore, but I do like to wear the paraphernalia. Keep it light, keep it interesting, keep it
So basically
cloudy.
you've moved on
to much harder stuff. To much harder
you're
stuff.
not ready to leave the community, so you're still
Yeah.
signaling.
That's right.
Even
like
though
people
you're
to
no
feel it.
longer an
I like to-
authentic member.
I like people to feel at home. Okay. You also, real quickly, you had studied opera at one point.
Yes,
you
I went to the North Carolina School of the
doing
Arts.
a Broadway show.
Yes, I've done a
You did
couple plays on Broadway.
Wild. Also, you went to Yale and did what? Played hockey? I'm sorry. Amazing.
I did.
How eclectically awesome.
Oh, I love ice hockey. Yeah, it's a wonderful sport. And I was so lucky because I was playing against literal Olympians. They were wiping the ice with me. But I was on a regular shift
But you were there.
every single game. doing my best against Olympians. I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible.
Have you ever had a challenge that you haven't been able to meet? That you feel like got the better of you?
I have failed and been rejected more than anyone I know, actually. And I'm not trying to say that as like oh, well, I've failed more than you. Like, it's not like it's a counting game or something. But I think that's literally true. So I know a lot about rejection and being rejected. I know a lot about failure. And I have experienced more than once that time where you literally give something your all. And then, it can be anything. It can be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be whatever the endeavor is, but something where you truly give absolutely everything you can.
Yeah.
And it breaks and it's crushed and you don't get it. And it all goes to hell. And the kind of devastation that you have when you've literally given everything you have and it doesn't happen. And what do you do next? How do you survive that? And how do you, I don't want to say the words heal from that, because then I feel like we're going off to this word, I can heal from all these things. And the truth is, we're all marked not only by our own past, but like by our family's past, by the things we've inherited, by the societies we've grown up in, by, all of that. So it's not about like that type of healing. But I guess how do you find the courage again to actually risk being vulnerable and to put yourself on the line again after you've been broken?
Yeah, it could be incredibly hard.
And sometimes, unfortunately, for a lot of people, prohibitively hard.
So, without any spoilers, does it end up in a love relationship in this movie, or is it heartbreak?
I mean, I feel like you should see the movie.
All right, fair enough.
However, having said that, and this is definitely saying too much, it turns out that there are certain species of penguins that actually mate for life.
All right. More to be desired, more to be known. Check out the film. All right, doing this.
I'm trying to learn
doing the
from
hands
you.
thing. I don't know. It's just my go-to. Cool. So, all right. Well, let's focus in a little bit about your acting career. Obviously, you had an awesome kind of upbringing in the sense that you studied opera, you were on Broadway doing live theater, and now obviously this is a screen performance. Talk to me a little bit about your transition onto screen. What was that experience like for
It
you?
took me a few years. I had grown up doing theater. I was one of those kids and doing a ton of community theater as a young child. I started auditioning, I would say, when I was about 12. And I would characterize it this way. I would say that the internal technique is the same. Acting is acting. However, the external technique is completely different between working on stage and working for the camera. And so I would say it took me probably a couple of years, and I mean solid, working on it, auditioning all the time, to start to learn how to act for the camera as opposed to the stage. And it was also things like I had to learn how to slouch, because I had posture. I projected, which meant I also enunciated. So I actually had to learn how to slur my words.
Yeah, something that may seem a little counterproductive or counterintuitive at that point. Yeah.
I mean, those are just two little things. But it took a couple of years. Absolutely.
Okay. And you're in LA now, correct?
Yes, I go between Santa Fe and Los Angeles.
Okay, awesome. But yeah, as you were mentioning before we got on camera, very well traveled. So
It is one of the things that I am most grateful for. My
Culturally
mother is an
rich.
incredible woman, and she's the most adventurous person I've ever met. And really, thanks to her and her adventurous spirit, I've traveled all of the continents, save Antarctica. I've lived in Europe, I've lived in Canada, I've lived in the United States, and yeah,
Oh. Is there anywhere on your list of places that you want to go to next?
so many. Yes.
Yes, and
I've never been, oh my gosh, to so many places. There's a lot of Eastern Europe that I haven't been to. Also, there's a lot of South America, Argentina, that I've never been to. I would love to go there. I've never been to New Zealand. I would love to get down to Antarctica and meet the penguins.
sure.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm fortunate to have been able to see a lot of the world. To have a sense of what life is like for different people in different places and different classes. But yeah, there's a lot more to see out there.
I really value life experience. I've never really put monetary value at the forefront, which may not at this point in my life be a great life choice, but I've always valued experience over a paycheck. And I feel like I've lived a very rich life.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have found many lives of wealth, and not to say, like you said, it's always easy, but like,
Oh God,
yeah,
no.
you're
not at
rich
all.
with experience
Yeah.
and life experience. That's awesome.
No, I definitely have an uncommon breadth of experience.
That's a good way to phrase it. That's sweet. I like that. An uncommon breadth of experience. Well, let's breathe a little bit of air into your character in this film. I would like to know a little bit about who she is and what's going on and how you kind of brought yourself into this person. Could you talk about that journey a little bit?
So it is a film about a couple, a heterosexual male-female couple in Paris. We do it in French. That was its own challenge, let me tell you. But the backstory is, they met, they fell in love, they were a couple. It was all roses and sunshine and kitty cats and rainbows. And then tragedy hit, and they split up. And this is after that, and they've found themselves back together again. But it's that question of what do we do now? But not what do we do now, when it's the new love and you're sort of blinded by, what's going on in your brain and how we all become stupid when we're first in love with somebody and you can't see clearly. And it's not that. It's what do you do when you know how good it can be, but you also know like how terrible it can be. And having the full knowledge of that, like, what are you going to do? And so it's, two people who absolutely care for each other, but they've also been through the ringer with each other. And they're at a really important crossroads.
I see. Sounds vulnerable. I might just cry again. I can't help it.
And I support your vulnerability.
Wait, so do you speak French or did you just learn the lines?
Oui, je parle français.
Je ne hablo French. I'm sorry. I did go to France. They were actually surprisingly patient with me. But yes, all I learned was, and I've forgotten it now, is I don't speak French. I'm sorry. I'm American. And if you learn that, it goes at least a kilometer.
Actually, here is one important thing. Bonjour. Anytime you go into anything, a store, an apartment building, if there's a security board, anytime you see someone that you're entering a space, just say bonjour. No, seriously, culturally, it's very important. For them, it's also an acknowledgement of the other person's humanity. especially in a situation where you're like going into a store, trying to buy a baguette or whatever it may be. It's like, this isn't just someone who's there to, serve you or give you your pastry. Like, but you have that greeting, that bonjour, to
That
be like,
human
I am a
foundation,
human, you're
yes.
a human. Let's acknowledge our humanity. And then once we've done that, we'll move on to whatever our business
Yeah.
is.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. So nothing else, if you've got that bonjour and you just use it liberally.
Yeah, that's a great lesson for people who travel. Yeah, I had a travel job and my whole team was French and I was the one American. And I felt so out of place, and they loved to give me like grief. And I knew going to France, like if you don't speak the language, they would give you a hard time. But I was actually like, I'm sure they were talking behind my back, but everybody was.
Did they need to be behind your back?
No, I wouldn't understand it if they said it to my face. But no, everybody was actually pretty nice about it. But I loved the few days that I got to spend in Paris. Beautiful, beautiful spot. So you guys shot this is it in Paris, I assume?
We did. Yes, and our director had done a lot of location scouting in advance, and he'd spent a fair amount of time in Paris himself. And so it's just gorgeous, the locations we shot in. We just sort of traipsed around Paris with our crew, shooting in these magnificent, beautiful places.
Yeah. I mean, it's just got such an air to the city. Je ne parle pas français, is that it?
Je ne parle pas français.
Je ne parle pas français.
Very close.
We'll come back to this.
Right.
Hopefully not. Cool.
No,
yeah.
you got to come back to it. France is a wonderful place to go.
I know, and it's just such a lovely language too. The job took us all around the world. So
cool.
this team, and they're all French, like we would travel and they were doing conferences. So I met them in New York. We did one in Australia, one in London, one in Paris, one in Singapore. And I remember one time I complained about my travel itinerary and the guy's like, "Oh, you're unhappy? You're becoming more and more French every day." And I was like, that is like the funniest, at like his own expense, but like the funniest. I was like, okay, I'm going to write that one in my journal of jokes because that's really good.
Well, also, didn't you feel a little proud? Weren't you like,
oh,
starting to fit in?
Absolutely. And then we were in Australia and I tried to order a coffee and I realized like they don't really do coffee like Americans expect in Australia. And then I was like, yes, I'm back to being an uncultured swine. But that's fine.
Barbarian. Don't forget
barbarian.
that. Barbarian.
Thank you. There is a distinction and that should be noted.
Swine are extremely intelligent, actually.
Yes.
Very resilient.
They are.
So, and I'm sure that you were not a swine.
Barbarian.
I'm sure you were a barbarian.
I'm somewhere in between, let's just say Neanderthal.
Neanderthals were actually, that we're discovering. Do you know about this? Like, they're not just these sort of meathead clunker people that we sort of looked down upon. No, they were actually quite advanced.
Oh.
And we also are part Neanderthal. So you've got to appreciate what you have.
Which is like just grasping at roots of intelligent. So I'll take whatever I can get at that point. And that's not the weed speaking. That's just me. Yeah. So how long are you in town?
I am here until Tuesday.
Cool. Have you gotten a chance to explore the area at all?
I've gone to 2 of my favorite restaurants, and I've
Boom.
started to see some of my friends.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always kind of the nice part too, right? It was like you come back, you see your crew, eat some of the food.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Christmas, extra chili.
Yeah.
And then they bring me extra chili, and I'm like,
Smothered.
and I eat that, and I'm like, can I please have more? And
What are
they
your
bring me
two?
more.
What are your 2 restaurants? Or
I
should we not
always,
talk about it and keep it
oh
a secret?
no, it's fine. I always go to Pasquale's.
Okay.
For a number of reasons. One, I have literally never had anything there on their menu that isn't fantastic. It's beautiful. It's a restaurant where everyone pools their tips, and so there's a kind of a community of everyone who works there where they really have each other's backs, that you can feel. It's palpable in the restaurant. Also, in my own family history, the great love of my mom's life, unfortunately, had renal failure with progressive dementia when she was in her 40s.
Oh, yeah.
And so we cared for her for 9 years. with progressive dementia before she passed. And for part of that time, she was out here in Santa Fe because we thought it might help, to be in this environment and with the climate here and things. And so she would often go to Pasquale's, and the people who worked there were so kind to her. And it can be difficult when someone has dementia. I mean,
it's a very cruel disease.
The
and it's
massive
very
understatement.
hard,
Let me just say,
yes.
it can be difficult. Yeah, huge understatement. But they were so kind to her, and there are a number of people working there who've literally been working there for decades. So it's an incredible meal, but it's also just a wonderful place to go to appreciate the ambiance, but also to support the people who work there. So absolutely, Pasquale's, hands down.
Great.
The second one, of course, Clafouti.
Okay.
A fantastic French place here in town. The woman who founded it is from France. She actually flies in a lot of her ingredients from France as well. Their pastry case is to die for.
I don't think I've actually eaten there. I've heard great things. I've never gone to eat there. I usually go to, it's meal, spelled
Sorry, I
mile.
think my heart literally...
Oh my God. Who knows CPR? No, I know. My friends
gifted
love
me.
it. And I've never had breakfast there or lunch or anything.
Okay, so I went there for a very late lunch today, like literally squeaking in right before their kitchen closed, God bless them. And I had to go up and ask. They don't have this often, but sometimes they have a rose eclair. So I asked, and he said, yeah, no, we still have that, but really it's something we do more in the spring and summer, but we've been making lavender eclairs.
Oh, sounds yummy.
I've never had a lavender eclair. And they're like, we can save you one. And I was like, well, when she was like, we can save you one on, when do you want it? And I was like, well,
love that.
When are you making them? I don't. And so she went and checked with the pastry chef.
Schedule my flight around this.
Seriously, They're making them tomorrow. She's going to save two for me.
I feel like Rose Eclair is a good exotic dancer name for the record. Good stage name, Rose Eclair.
So when you go back to your other job, Rose.
She knows too much. She's on to me.
I'm not.
My other job as an exotic dancer?
You.
Okay, cool. Let's talk back to movies. What's one of your favorite movies to quote? Scratch that. Quote, give me three. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
This is not going to work, but
I'll quotes from any movies, the first ones that come to mind. You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Where's my phone? Google search. So the issue, my dear, is I grew up in the theater. So if I'm first thinking, I'm thinking of, because when you do a show,
musicals,
8 shows a week.
Give me 3
for
then.
like almost a year.
I will rip off the boundaries and
options. That's what life is all about. Options.
Don't know that one. Okay.
Neil Simon.
Oh, great. Beautiful poet, songwriter. Didn't know he did Broadway.
You're thinking
Neil Simon?
Diamond.
Damn it.
Like that. Okay, this wasn't my heart. This was my stomach fluttering. Neil Simon was the preeminent comedic writer in the United States for probably at least half of the 20th century. He wrote plays, he wrote TV shows. The Odd Couple is one of his more famous ones. They made a TV show of it, Tony Randall.
I was thinking Paul
it's been made
for the
in
record.
Paul Simon, not Neil Diamond. Okay.
Neil Diamond too.
They made it into a movie as well. But oh my God, that man's ability to write comedy. I mean, he really was the preeminent comic writer, American for the 20th century. Just incredible.
I'm also like locally famously known for not knowing playwrights who I should have known. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's okay.
The thing is,
I'm the asshole who got cast in a Neil Butte film and then like off camera was like, "Oh, what's up, Neil? Oh, do you write plays?" And like they're like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot." So I'll just stick to that.
I didn't grow up with the television. And so when I was auditioning, when I was a kid, and my agents would tell me like, oh yeah, you're up for this film. Oh, you've got a callback for this. This person is the star. And they would mention like a huge A-list star, like everyone. And I don't know any of these people. And I would just be like, who's that?
Which is better in a way, because then like you don't psych yourself out as much, right? You're just like, okay, it's important. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I was a professional. I was going to do my job. I'm working with other people who are other professionals. I have no idea who these people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good attitude.
It's all...
All right, so we got one. Options. Options are good to have. Options. I need two more.
Options. That's what life is all about.
That's what life is all about.
Options.
Okay.
Options.
We're okay. That one's going to peak. All right.
That was the last thing they asked me to do before they offered me my first show on Broadway.
Oh, Lady Macbeth.
The Crucible.
No. Okay, awesome.
Arthur Miller.
Yes, yes. He got around. Arthur Miller, great writer.
Yes,
Also a slut.
Okay.
In a great way, not slut shaming. Like, good on you, brah.
In any case, yes, McCarthyism.
I just don't think it's a terrible thing to say about Arthur Miller.
And I think it's really great that you feel comfortable with me enough to open up.
And the world, I digress. I'm terrible. I need my co-host Cole here to pick me up off my ass when I struggle in an interview. I'm supposed to have my friend who we do this together, but he's gone. Cole.
I thought that's why you had the other chair there.
I was going to bring in a headshot and just paste it next to me. And as with me is always Cole.
I mean, it's okay. We all have imaginary friends.
It's true. Like I said, I've been here for 6 years doing this podcast by myself.
I noticed
in an
that.
empty, dark room. And I finally put on clothes. So.
Well, yes, that's why I decided to come back in.
That's why. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Also, we get one more. We get one more quote. The scream, I'm going to count that. It's pretty good. That was a pretty damn good scream. Honestly, in the way that bloody murder screams go, you scared the shit out of me.
You did mention it's been a long day and you're tired. I just wanted to make sure, you're awake.
I'm starting to slouch this way. It's been a long day. So we're down to 3 quotes. Just give me the last one so I can drink my coffee and
I go home? We're gonna, you know what the hell with the last one?
I sleep in that little slot right there. That's my bed. My feet stick out the corner.
Okay. It could be worse.
Thank God for Postmates. God, I have derailed. I'm so sorry. You're such a lovely guest, too, and you have so much to offer. And here I am just submarining this.
If you come a little closer, I can show you one of the other things that I'm famous for.
To slap? Am I going to get hit in the face? Yeah. All right. She took it easy on me. I backed out of that as soon as I could.
He didn't even come within 5 feet of me.
Well, look at those wrist guards.
I can take it off.
I don't know, man.
I can take off the rings,
too. She also played hockey. Like, that's a dangerous invitation to accept.
So I was doing a movie with Reba McEntire.
Okay.
Wonderful woman. Incredible singer. And there was a scene in which I was supposed to slap her. And again, I've grown up in the theater. I've done all kinds of, fight scenes and things, giving, receiving, all of that. So I have a fair amount of experience with that, even when I was a kid. So I know how to slap someone without actually
knocking them out. Yeah.
And she was really struggling because she just wasn't getting the reaction that she felt like she needed to have in that moment. And so she took me aside and she finally said, like, Jeannie, just go ahead and slap me. I was like, okay. And so I did. And I went ahead and I slapped her. And it is the take that they used. If you look at this movie, Is There Life Out There? When she came back from the slap, her eyes were huge and just blazing. And it was incredible. But it was also a bit of a traumatic experience for her. She didn't come out for lunch from her trailer that day. But later on, she was talking about it to TV Guide when they were interviewing her about like her experience doing the film. So I'm actually not kidding. I'm well known for my slap.
Well, thank you for sparing me and taking it easy on me. I do appreciate that.
Oh, I didn't spare you. You didn't meet the moment. And that's okay too.
There's still time. There's still time.
No, it's good to know what your limits are for today. You might want to change them at some point, but maybe not, and that's okay too.
All right, well, I'll be back. I'll be around tomorrow and Sunday, but there is time. But for now, I'm going to let you get on with your evening. I know you have a screening to get to.
I know. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Breaking Indie.
Do you want to know my advice for people?
Yeah, please, right here.
My advice is to surround yourself with people who, after you've been with them, you are more of the person that you want to be in the world. Part of that you have control over. Part of it you don't. Sometimes you live in an area where like you honestly don't have friends, or there isn't really anyone who sort of gets you or who is similar to you in some ways that are important to you. So sometimes it literally is an accident of geography. But throughout the course of your life, you can still search for and look for those people. And sometimes you're going to find yourself being surrounded by people where afterwards you realize that you're becoming someone that isn't who you want to be. It's not someone you respect. It's someone who's just not a positive force in this world. And when you recognize that, sometimes it's better to just be alone until you can find the people who help you be who you want to be. Because the most amazing thing in this world, there's a phrase, when the whole is more than the sum of its parts. And when that is literally true. So everything that I like to do in this life is collaborative. I love working in collaboration with other people. And honestly, I have found this magical moment on the stage, on a film set, on the ice hockey rink. It doesn't matter where you are, but when you're working in collaboration with other people, if, for example, you're on the ice, 5 skaters and a goalie, so 6 of you on the ice, it doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen where all of a sudden you are working so well with each other that besides the 6 of you, it's like you actually create this sort of larger organism. And all of your energy and your talents and everything, you're all sort of pushing in the same direction. And it magnifies. And that's what when the whole is more than the sum of its parts. It's like, 2 plus 3 is not 5 anymore. 2 plus 3 is, 21 or 46 or, whatever it is. But that is, for me, the most incredible part of life. And so what I would urge you to do is look for those people that you can have that with. Look for the people who make you be more of who you want to be in the world. And protect yourself when you're not around those people, because you're going to find them. But you have to keep on trying.
That's really sweet. It's a community who lifts you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I was also today years old when I learned that there's 6 people on a hockey team just now.
There's more, but on the ice.
On the ice at a time.
So you have 5 skaters and a goalie.
Right. Forever the student. Forever the student.
As are we all.
Well, I would love to learn how to stay in touch with you for people who would like to see more of your career, perhaps some more words of wisdom.
My name is Genia Michaela.
And would you like to throw out your social Instagram or anything like that?
Spelled Genia, silent A. Michaela, Michaela. Yes, so I'm on the socials.
Cool.
I will warn you now, I don't post that often, but I am on them all, and I do check them from time to time. On Instagram, I'm Genie Baby.
Okay.
I am from the South. I was born in Louisiana, and I was named after my aunt. So, of course, when I was born, she was an adult, so she became Big Genie, and I became Genie Baby. But because it's the South and so many people have two names anyway, Genie Baby just became my name. So even now, like my older cousins who have children, like all the little kids just call me Genie Baby because that is my name in the family. So yes, I'm under Genie Baby on Instagram. But generally, if you search Genia Michaela, I'm on
Awesome.
on the
We
sites.
got Genie Baby. I like it. No, but thank you. Such a pleasure. Yeah, honestly, and like, yeah, some really deep thoughts in there, and just beautiful life experience. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you for
Yeah, truly great. Wasn't
the time.
expecting to have my heart opened up in such beautiful ways. So, and I mean that sincerely. It sounds joking, but truly,
I
thank
took
you.
it that way.
Awesome. All right, well, guys, I'll leave you there. It's been a wonderful time. Go out, live your day, meet good people, surround yourself with people who make you feel more like you. And it's okay to take time alone if you're not getting that. It's important to build up a community, and you cherish the ones who love you back. So go out there, love, live, laugh, cry, like, subscribe. All right, give me a gentle slap. All right, fuck it, I'm out. All right, I bailed. All right, that's all we got. And cut.
We're not cutting yet, kids.
Oh, fuck. She's taking the rings off, which at least I appreciate that.
These rings. So, this one is the ring of my great-grandmother. This one is the wedding ring. The wedding ring of my great-great-great-grandmother, Jeannie. And this one is a ring. I wanted something because I have lived on my own so much in my life and been away from my loved ones, whether it's friends, family. I wanted a ring from my whole family. And so one year I asked my whole family, like, hey, would you pitch in something? I mean, it didn't matter how much it was. It could have been $5, you know. But would everyone please pitch in something so I can go and buy a ring that like was bought for me by my whole family? And so this is the ring for that. And I do sometimes try to sneak this into my wardrobe. So sometimes you might see it in one of the TV shows I've done or one of the films.
So I'm getting 4 generations of slap to the face.
Well, it was my great-great-great-grandmother.
Yeah.
So great, and then a grandmother, and then a mother, and then me.
Fuck. I'm glad you took those rings off, because I'd hate for anything to happen to them. But I'm not gonna wuss out now. All right.
Come closer. Come closer. Okay. Here you go. All right.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to do it one more time.
I got scared. I flinched.
Yeah. So here's what you're going to do. When my hand comes, you're going to wait. You're not going to anticipate it. So
I'm used to stage fighting, okay?
you're not going to do like, so you're not going to like
Just
be like,
surprise me with it.
you're not going to do that.
Just
But
surprise me.
once,
Take it.
once you feel it, look at that camera. So look at that camera now. Okay, so you're going to look right there and find that red light. But after you feel me slap.
Oh.
Right?
All right. Well, that's an episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a program for filmmakers by filmmakers. It's the Breaking Indie Podcast.
Genie Michaela, Genie Michaela, Genie Michaela, Genie Baby.